Spektrum DX4S looks like car radios have for about 30 years. But when you go beyond the looks, there's lots of cool things inside of this radio that'll help you be a better driver. You can get to choose the size of the rubber grip area by installing one of 3 inserts that come with the radio. What do you want to bet that somebody will blame a really dumb move on a track on having the wrong grip insert in his radio? The wraparound trigger makes it easy to go fast or stop fast. This looked a little strange to me at first, but it really is comfortable when you're using it. The DX4S comes with this little button by your thumb program to operate the timer. And you can program the other 4 buttons and the dial to do whatever you want them to. I use mine the way they came because they operate the trims, and that's good enough for me. The steering wheel looks cool, and it is very comfortable. More importantly, the steering, as it's set up right out of the box, feels very comfortable and predictable to me. Another nifty thing about the DX4S is that big long antenna you used to poke everybody with is gone. This is the kind of stuff that makes life worth living. The LCD screen is large and backlit. It not only gives you access to all of the features inside this radio, but it makes it easy to quantify what kind of adjustments you're making. Spektrum brought their scrolling thumb wheel over from the aircraft radio, so using all these features is very easy. If you can't get your car or truck running right with all of the tweaks available in this menu, you're just not trying hard enough. The Active Vehicle Control System, the AVC on this list, is one of the cooler things they have built into this radio. The AVC is essentially a gyro that keeps track of the yaw on the vehicle. When the AVC system senses the car is running out of line, is in a slide, it'll start adding some counter steering and reduced throttle depending on how you've got it set up. It takes a little getting used to, but you can really fine-tune your car to get it to handle through the corners the way you want, even if you want it to broad slide through a corner. The AVC system is built into the SRS 4210 receiver that came with this radio kit. That means you can put this system in whatever car or truck you want, and it can be disabled when rules don't permit it. This kit also comes with an SR 410 receiver that doesn't have the AVC in it. This one's going in my monster truck that doesn't benefit too much from the AVC. You can see the AVC system trying to counteract the yaw in the car with the steering. And just like any gyro, you can get too much of a good thing. Tell the AVC system that you want a stupid amount of correction, and it does this oscillation. That's Spektrum's way of telling it that you're counting way too much on the AVC, that you need to reduce the numbers a little bit and learn a little more about driving. Of course, Spektrum doesn't mean that for me, and I can use as much of the AVC as I want. This is my old fart test track in the backyard. This spot's always shady, so it hardly ever gets any grass in it, so that makes a good place for me to run my dirt cars. And this is where I come to try the new settings I have in my DX4S. I like nothing more than pitching a car sideways going into a turn than watching it dig through the slide on the way out. This is my mid-engine RC10, and it's got so much bite that it really doesn't want to slide through the corners. I found out I could set up the DX4S brakes so I could just tap them going into the corners, and that'll slow the back wheels down and pitch it into a slide. As much as people say that the gyro takes care of the driving for you, you can see that that's not always true. If you throw the car into the corner right, the AVC system will help it drift on the way out, but it also lets you add steering to drive the car on the way out. I'd show you more, but I'm having way too much fun sliding an RC10 around the backyard. And most of that's because the Spektrum DX4S is such a nice radio, it's easy to use, and it does exactly what I want.